pull up this view here so you guys can see the teams and the ranks of the people in the teams that are playing today. If you are talking, Tempest, I cannot hear you, just so
Oh, no,
you know.
I'm not. Sorry,
Oh, okay.
I'm just tweaking a few settings here. Yes.
Sounds good. I'm setting up this matchup.
That looks fine.
Description.
That looks fine. Let me know if this causes too much background noise, okay?
Okay.
If I turn this off, is there background noise?
Not now.
Not now? Okay. Alright, that's fine. I just turned off the noise reduction on Discord, so it should help me sound a little bit clearer for the viewers. Always trying to improve the viewer experience.
It's all about those viewers. We want to entertain the people, make them happy. And yeah, we're just hanging out here. We got chat getting excited. We got Ligma in here as well. Which team is Ligma on?
I'm pretty sure he's on Eclipse, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Ligma's here. Hoping to go 1-1, he says. So they know they're facing some good teams.
It's been a while since I've casted a conch match, so this will be some very exciting stuff.
Mm-hmm. I am excited as well. For those wondering where Douglas is today, he is not with us. He's visiting his grandma today. Charity's mom. He will be back in full force on Wednesday. Tempest, do you have anything exciting on your Christmas list? Any Arena of Valor skins that you're really hoping Santa deposits in your account?
Okay, actually, let me just do this. Move that a little bit over there. That should make me sound clear in Discord. Okay.
Did you hear my question, good sir?
No, sorry. I deafened myself to hear myself on stream.
Oh, yeah. Do you have anything exciting on your Christmas list?
Oh, man. Christmas. Really? Not really. Maybe if I had a new chef's knife, I think that'd be amazing. If I could get a new cutting board, I think that'd be great. But as far as Christmas, I'm really just looking forward to spending time with like the small group of family that I can spend time with, you know?
What are the restrictions where you are?
No more than like 12 people, I think, right now. Okay, well, for like personal reason, I'm just gonna say I live in Toronto, but I don't actually live in Toronto. I like live north of Toronto.
Okay. So that's better than Alberta.
It's not as strict as probably what Anihi has to go with right now.
Yeah, and same in Alberta, it's for the whole province. You can't visit anybody, even family. You can only stay with people in your house for a month. So until January 13th, meaning on Christmas Day, I can't go anywhere. So Charity's going to be working, so it'll just be me and Douglas. I might end up streaming on Christmas just so I'm not alone. We'll have to see. It's a weird
Christmas
year.
Stream. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What about you? What are you looking for? I don't know if you already said it on stream or anything.
Oh, no, I haven't. I'm looking for an Elgato key light. That's the big thing on my Christmas list. Yeah. Because the current lights that I have, they kind of give an issue with the nanoleaf that I have to turn my exposure very high, which then makes it so it's very dark in the room. So a better light. Right now I just have a cheap ring light that's illuminating me. So once I fix that, get a better light, that should help. So that's one of the things I asked for. An expansion for Ascension. It's a card game.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know Ascension?
Ascension? No, not really.
It's like Dominion. Have you ever played Dominion?
I'm so sorry. No, I have not. What's
No?
our age gap?
I'm 30.
Oh, you're 30? Okay, I'm 20. Good
Okay.
10 years. Good decade apart, I guess.
Yeah. Chat says pizza. Oh, L's Pizza is here. I was thinking maybe that's who they have on their Christmas list. Anihi has a YouTube Anihi account. Like, I wonder if he's recording it separately as well, so we can edit things. If you guys don't know, Anihi is the organizer.
He's the good old T-O, capital Z, capital O.
Yeah, he does a great job putting everything together. The tournament organizer. How to play Grak. We got lots of new names in the chat. If you guys are new here and not following, feel free to drop a follow and you'll be notified when we go live. We stream this tournament every Wednesday and Saturday. And I beatbox and I have a dog and maybe you'll like it here. We have a fun time. Ligma, don't take the blue buff again. We have Zavix in the chat. Is Zavix on the team? He's talking with Ligma as almost like their teammates or something. Or maybe it's Smack Talk. I don't know. Frosty's here. Hey, Frosty. Good to see you. Wow, I need to put my Apple on hold because we actually have the match about to start. It looks like everybody's in here. That's whew.
That is exciting.
Just gotta warm up.
All
The
right,
vocal
I
cords.
can't pronounce anyone on Team Destroyers. That's a thing that's gonna happen. So we're just gonna be calling heroes out by name then.
Yeah, so that's Eclipse is the top team for now, right?
Yeah, so Team Eclipse is on blue side. Destroyers is on red side right now.
Excellent. Eclipse versus Destroyers. Excellent. All right, I got the name set out now on the stream, so we're good. We have, if people are wondering, a stream delay. So we have 60 seconds stream delay, meaning that whatever I say, it will take 60 seconds for you to hear it, and whatever we see takes 60 seconds for you to see it. And the reason we do that is just to prevent stream sniping or even the allegations of stream sniping. We have a lot of money in this tournament, so we don't want there to be any shenanigans. So we just try to keep it as safe as we can.
We're trying to reduce cheating.
Yeah.
We're trying to reduce the potential of cheating.
Exactly.
We're reducing cheating, just the potential.
No Tiger Woods allowed. So I think we're ready to go here. It's looking pretty exciting. Dextra is banned. Is everybody ready? Forgot to mention Dextra is banned. Not that anybody would be choosing Dextra in this Conk v Conk game. Now, I've seen Dextra do okay in solo queue games, but overall, she seems to be pretty underwhelming as a hero, I think, is what people are saying. Have you played Dextra at all?
No, I have not gotten the chance. I'm a mid laner, so I really only play the mages in the game.
Oh, okay. I guess as a streamer, I have to play all the heroes, so any new hero comes out, I get it, I play it. Yeah, so she's a hero that her ultimate, she's very revolves around her ultimate, that any damage she takes actually heals her. So it's kind of like Volcath's ultimate, but it's a lot shorter of a duration, and people can just not attack her when she ults. Like, it's
Nice.
kind of silly. So we see some bans coming out.
All right.
The
Some very
typical
standard
Zip.
bans.
Yeah, Zip is very standard. Ryoma, not as standard. We've seen more, maybe Hayate, Teamy banned right away. I haven't seen Ryoma banned on the very first game just outright. But he's very strong. It makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. But what I'm definitely thinking of is like these teams are conk teams. They probably know each other, so they probably know what each other mains and stuff like that. Knows each other's hero pools. So we could see some targeted bans happening in these games.
That's true, though at a Conqueror level, they play kind of all their servers best on multiple heroes, all these players. So like even for me, right, if I'm server's best Rui and Xenial, you can't ban. You could try banning both, but I play other supports, and I'm not even Conqueror. These guys are fantastic. So say for example, somebody plays Ryoma, you can ban his Ryoma, but I'm sure he's still got like Richter, Florentino, are also really solid picks. We see Teamy not banned and chosen first. So we're going to see on the blue team probably a jungler that scales well with Teamy, if I had to guess.
Well, we do have the Caffney hover right now. Oh, and a little Ryan hover. Not sure if we're going to... Okay, we are going to see the lock in. Caffney pick there is probably just to take away a potential marksman that scales well with Teamy. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that, well, Caffney first pick is interesting to me. They're saying they want a marksman, and they're also saying they don't want the opponents to have Caffney as well. Caffney is not the strongest anymore, and the reason why she's not as strong is because they nerfed marksman as a whole. They nerfed the interaction of the critical hits. So before Caffney, she has two modes. She has a fast shooting mode, and she moves around and she can attack as she moves, right? So that functionality hasn't been touched, but what has been touched is her second mode, her laser mode, where she just shoots a big shot but a very long cooldown. Before, those would crit for like 7,000 damage near the end of the game. So they nerfed that heavily, so it doesn't scale as well. So Caffney now is more of a mobile kind of kiting type marksman, not so much as laser bursty as she was before. So we're going to see the blue team now be able to counterpick the Caffney. I almost feel like for the red team, choosing Caffney first, it's kind of like we want you to counterpick Caffney because I think they have something in store. That's what I think. That red team's planning something. They're planning to counterpick the counterpicks for Caffney is my thought.
Yep, the game before the game.
Yeah. We're going to see Yorn on the blue team. So that means the jungler... Okay, we do have Omen. So that means we're less likely to see a jungler that you often see with Teamy, such as Lindis or Fennec. That's often who you see paired with Teamy because they are marksmen in the jungle. They get the extra gold. If you don't know, Teamy is a raccoon. He's actually 2 raccoons in a suit of armor, and his passive gives nearby teammates 25% extra gold. It was just buffed from 20% to 25%, which is really big. Teamy's first skill is a hook where he moves and he attaches to an opponent, and then sorry, that's his S2. That's his second skill, a hook where he attaches. His first skill, he charges up a fart, and it stuns the longer he charges it. His ultimate, when he casts it, it helps the people around him. Himself and another teammate who dies near him will resurrect when they die within the timer from when he casts it. It's about a, I want to say 3-second timer, but I feel like it's definitely saved people longer than 3 seconds for me. So I don't know how it's definitely at least 3 seconds. It's a really good ultimate. It's hard to use. And at this level of gameplay, we'll be seeing some mind games around Teamy's ultimate, because how it works is the opponents will see, okay, Teamy's nearby, they have somebody low, they're like, all right, let's not kill him, let's let Teamy use his ult and waste it, and then we'll kill that person. And then, so it gets really exciting. I am so excited to see Teamy in this game. He's often banned, so it'll be very exciting to see him.
All right, talking about the pick and bans here. We do see the Wonder Woman ban coming in from Destroyers here. Now, Wonder Woman jungle is a thing. I just find it a little bit strange on why they would ban Wonder Woman when they already have locked in their quote-unquote Slayer laner in the form of Omen. On blue team, we do have a Kira and a... oh, okay, well, we're deciding on the 4th ban. But anyway, on Team Eclipse, we do have the Kira ban. They're going to get that jungler out of the way, probably to protect their less mobile hero, Yorn. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, you're talking about the Wonder Woman there, and Wonder Woman has been buffed quite recently. We saw her in the last game on Wednesday night, actually, and she did very well in carrying the team. So in terms of Teamy, you have to look at what junglers scale well or work well with Teamy, and Wonder Woman is one of those characters that could work quite well because of her engage. She gets a big shield. She's going to be good onto Caphne, and she's going to scale well with Teamy. Now another character, another jungler that would work well with Teamy might be Ryoma, who was banned. Looks like they're going to be going with Zephys. So if they're hovering Zephys. If they go with Zephys, what that means is that Zephys will be nearly impossible to kill, very hard to kill. If you don't know, Zephys is passive. Yeah, Zephys is passive. The lower health he has, the more damage reduction he has. So combined with Teamy, meaning that, well, when Zephys is low, Teamy can cast his ult, so Zephys will be living for a long time, and then Zephys will revive once he dies with low health, but he'll still have that damage reduction. So it's actually a really cool interaction. We're seeing them having to decide who their mid laner is going to be. They have some options.
They have a lot of options.
Yeah, I mean, Pain is open, and Pain onto Caphne is pretty good, but Lorien can run away. Yeah, so they're going with the Durac. What is I wonder what the interaction is with Lorien's ball and Durac's ultimate. I'm pretty sure Lorien's ball can go through Durac's ultimate. So that choice does intrigue me. Like the Durac's going to do well against the Caphne lasers for sure, but that's probably all it's going to do well against. But of course, Durac has a lot of functionality outside of his ultimate. But when you see Durac, you always think about his ultimate. I wonder if we'll be seeing the new Durac skin too from the Codex.
Alright, well, we're hovering the last character here. I doubt it's going to be a Maganga. Yeah, okay, so they have to pick their jungler here, unless Yuna wants a jungle, but I doubt it. Are we going to see a Chi jungle?
We might. Yeah, looks like we will.
All right.
So Chi is very strong. She has a lot of lifesteal, which is going to be pretty good for their jungler. See, as a jungler looking at the opponent's team, you have to watch out for the Omen. The split pushing, that's the big thing that I'm worried about. Oh, we do see the Durac skin. I'm excited about that. Yeah, looking at the blue team, the things I'm worried about are the split pushing from the Omen and the scaling that Teamy is going to provide for his team. So Chi is pretty good 1v, like she can fight Omen. She's not going to be super squishy, such as, let's say, Lindis or Fennec. They would not want to be facing an Omen because they can't really gank him or jump on him too well. But she is a very pushy girl. If you don't know, she pushes people around and steals a lot of life from them. She eats what is that thing? A dumpling? She's eating a dumpling.
Yeah,
and
it's a dumpling.
Yeah.
Or a bao, I think. It's Chinese, so it'd have to be a bao. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's a juice box in this art.
Yep, okay.
That's how she gets the lifesteal. So if you guys are wondering, yes, these teams...
She just juices up.
The teams are Conquerors. So you can see we got the number 3 on the server, Pastry. I like that name. That makes me hungry. We got Ligma as the support, Teamy, Zephys in the jungle, Tatsuma, Omen in the Slayer lane, Gia, and then Durac, I cannot pronounce the name. And then the red team, as you said, we don't know their names, so they are Team Destroyers. Oh, Dark Mage is what chat is saying. Guzmuki.
Is that how we say his name? Dark Mage?
Dark Mage is the Durac, yeah, and I'm excited to see this skin in action. We're looking at the blue team moving out. Yenna up top, going to her lane and also checking out the jungle. It's gonna be a fun time.
So it'll be very interesting to see just like the interaction in the mid lane here from Conk players. We do have a little bit of pokes happening in from the Lorien at the moment.
Yeah, look at where Caphne's starting right now.
Yep.
She's in the mid lane. So she's giving up that bottom lane farm for the poke in the mid.
Yeah, fast clear lets them do an early rotate, but it doesn't look like it's really going to matter too much as Yorn does have a very fast wave clear. We do have a little bit of poking in the jungle from Durac, and both teams playing it relatively safe.
Yeah, Lumber playing pretty aggressive there, like you mentioned, pushing the Durac, making sure he can't roam to the bottom safely. He's exerting his dominance not only in that moment, but throughout the match. He's going to have to watch out for that Lumber being aggressive. We got a 2v3 in the middle. They're backing out. Notice the positioning on the Teamy. Teamy's not just staying with the jungler, so they're not getting the passive from Teamy right now, and that's kind of the decision you have to make as Teamy. Are you going to be giving your teammates passive gold increase, or are you going to be getting vision for the team, which is also important? Teamy has a lot to do. Whenever I play Teamy, I feel extra sweaty. Like I need to be paid more gold or something because you work so hard. Look at this, doubling the 2 in the bush, 2 in the upper bush.
Ooh, okay,
wanting to jump in.
Going in, Teamy pops in, manages to get the stun, and first blood going to Tasma right there. Well done, Team Eclipse.
Yeah, that was a good first blood. And remember those 2 in the bush that I mentioned? Well, Omen got deleted instantly by the Yenna and the Chi, I think it was, in that bush. So as soon as Omen tried to roam to that fight in mid, he got deleted. So both teams picked up a kill. This is a big fight for the Dragon right now.
The Dragon is up, yep. Teamy caught out in the middle. Can he make it into a team to support? Yorn is poking out Lumber, but hold on, Teamy does get caught out in the middle and does end up falling. Yina going in on Dirac. Can she do something? No.
Yeah, we had to see that flicker from Dirac to get out of there. We see a big fight under tower. The big Lumber ult. That's a huge ult right there. Zephyr's low health does end up going down. He ends up going down. I think your mic is cut out. We can't hear you at all. Tempest tries Twitch. Just letting you know. Lumber ends up backing out. Blue team has paused the match. All right, something has happened. Lag. There's some lag. The people are saying in the chat as well. Ligma says pause for the lag. So it has paused for the lag, and we also cannot hear you at all. Still, Tempest tries Twitch. Just letting you know. Your mic cut out entirely. We cannot hear you at all. That was a huge fight in the bottom of that Lumber ult. Very well placed. Lumber's a very solid choice of these high match games, high caliber games. He's often chosen. He's just super versatile, very mobile. His ultimate knocks people up, slows them. Very strong. I just realized we have the wrong view on. There we go. You guys don't need to see my face while the tournament's happening. I apologize, but now you're just getting just the tournament view. Hopefully Tempest tries Twitch will be able to reconnect soon. The game back in action. Exciting. Dirac as well with his amazing skin, just looking so cool. Look at those moons he's thrown out. So Teamy's sticking with Dirac, giving Dirac that extra gold. It's an exciting time for Dirac. Now, I forgot to mention, something really cool about Caphane is, yes, she can attack while moving, but she's very good at taking objectives. Between her ultimate and her ability to move, and how she can also get the big lasers, very strong. Oh, Ligma. Oh, missed the hook. Ligma wanted that hook onto Caphane. That would have been a dead Caphane for sure if he landed the stun. Caphane using the ult to clear the wave. Because of that ultimate ability, Caphane is pretty self-sufficient. Her S2 also gives her move speed as well. So she can play pretty safely, doesn't need Lumber with her. Lumber poking as well. Lumber's really scaring the Dirac. He's really on Durac's case. Dirac knows he can't roam middle with Lumber being in the vicinity. Now we have a 4v3 down here in the jungle. They jump in. Oh, big Lumber ult knocking up Teamy. Is Teamy going to be able to get that ult off? Teamy gets the ult off. He's going to be resurrecting just himself there, but that's still good enough to be able to flicker out. Ends up living. Huge Dirac ult. Lasers the opponents, unable to get a kill, but Teamy still ends up going down, as does the Zephyrus. Not able to save both of them. That's the hard part about Teamy's ult. You can't save everybody. You want to. Meanwhile, red team able to still clear out the jungle. Get a very solid gold lead here. Alright, the game is still anybody's. All the towers are still up. That's really big. They're able to get the dragon, though. They're trying to take these small victories. It's very different than the first Conqueror versus Conqueror game that we saw in this tournament, where we only saw 7 deaths the entire game. 7 kills.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
You're
my
welcome.
Internet cut out.
No worries. Welcome back. We have in the bottom lane right now a big dive onto Yorn. The Lumber ult knocks him up.
All right, Teamy coming in for a little bit of poke, and it is looking like Destroyers is going to get the first tower in bot lane. Up here by the Sentinel, Yuna is kind of in trouble. Dirac maybe poking in. Never mind. Hold on, Tasma. Might be in good position, but he decides to back out.
Yeah, red team got both the dragons so far. It's very big for them, and they also got the first tower. Once the first tower falls, that's kind of the domino. It's the house of cards is starting to collapse. Once you lose your tower, you lose the vision down there, you lose that presence, the safety to run back to. Here's another big fight. The Caphony all doing a lot of damage in there. Durak as well, throwing in his S1s. It's hard for red team to engage with the Durak, and I feel like that's probably why Durak was chosen. He's kind of an anti-engage character there. Meanwhile, Yena's doing a good job pushing that mid lane tower. They really want it. Zeph is poking, doing what he can.
Nice punish, slowing down the Yena. She is forced to pop her ult to get out of there. We have a little bit of a team fight kind of brewing here in mid. Both teams kind of just poking each other out.
Yeah, now one of the big differences between Caphony and Yorn is Caphony is pretty self-sufficient. She doesn't really need a babysitter. I was just talking about that when you were gone.
Oh, wait, hold on. She knocks me into the wall.
Yorn, not so much. Yorn needs a bit more of a babysitter. And so when he was down there alone, he was just free bait for Lumber to jump in there, and they were able to get the kill and also get the tower. And invading the blue team jungle.
Here.
Yeah, this is a 3v3.
Lumber pops the ult. Lorion sends out his ball to get Team Eclipse to back off so they can clearly take that blue buff. But as we're talking, Caphony manages to steal to pick off Yorn there in the bot lane.
Yeah, no, I was talking about how Durak is a good anti-engage mage. So is Lorian. But Lorian can also engage quite well, even better than Durak can, with his ultimate ability, getting some knockups there, very powerful. And his ball, it pokes a lot of people. It's pretty strong. Here are the scores for you guys to see right now. Chi 6-0-2. Really safe jungle pick on the red team, which is helping them snowball their lead here. Teamy goes in, lands the hook, gets the stun, but I don't think it's enough to save the tower.
Knocks 3 people up against the wall. The rack is now forced to pop the ult. We got Yorn doing his passive, doing his thing. We got Lumber popping the ult, and now Team Destroyers is in a bad situation as it is now a 4v2 here. Teamy might be able to get the hook, misses the Lumber, and Team Destroyers is able to back out of there.
Yeah, you can see the power of Chi there, pushing all those opponents into the wall. They went for a very deep dive, possibly a little too deep. That's what the blue team, Team Eclipse, wants to have happen. They want to see red team overextending so they can punish them and start to climb their way back. That's what they need. Now, they are only down a little bit of gold, about 3k gold. It could be a lot worse for them. The big thing that they are missing, though, is their towers. The mid lane tower is the most important tower.
Yena going in on Yorn. Yorn is... sorry for talking over you.
No, that's good. Point that out. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, poor Yorn. He does need somebody to watch him. Yorn has no mobility. He has a stun, but that's honestly it.
All right, now we do have blue team trying to take their own blue buff right now, but the amount of pressure that Destroyer now, will he be able to get the blue buff? He does. Can he get out of there? He is.
Yeah, Zeph is a tanky guy. Looking at the gold here, he has the most gold for his team, which is good to see that on the jungler. We're seeing an actual Slayer push right now, and they're able to do this because all the waves are pushed. They got the towers and they pushed the waves, and because they did that, they're able to get the Slayer. Did you see the Lumber positioning too?
The
support players take note
on the Lumber positioning right there.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Keeping great vision on the enemy jungler there for his team to keep him off of the Slayer.
Yeah, Lumber playing very aggressively, and it's really paying off. There's certain supports you can play aggressively, there's others you can't, and so he's actually playing it quite well. Lumber's very mobile and tanky. He's usually one of the first to engage as well. He sets up these big team fights with his ultimate ability or his knockup.
Tasma getting slightly poked out in mid right now. We do have a Drake drop on bottom. Chi
they're collapsing,
yeah. Separates the team, but hold on, Pastry with the nice auto attack there does manage to make Chi fall. Now we are heading into a 4v5 situation, but it is not looking too bad because Destroyers has all lanes pushed up, and now they are pushing down on mid. Teamy is going to try to engage, trying to poke out, trying to space off Team Destroyers over here.
Yeah, you'll notice the difference in Lumber being able to play as aggressively as he can as opposed to Teamy. Teamy does not have the mobility that Lumber has. Teamy can only hook onto an enemy or teammate, so he cannot just freely jump over walls. Lorien not landing the ult, pushing the ult out. He does not have the ult, so blue team is going to win this fight for sure.
Direct with the ult. Pops his ultimate. Lorien is falling low. Can he make it out alive? No, Tasman manages to clean him up. Now Tasman going in on Lumber. Lumber is forced to back up, but now he's pushing in aggressively on the enemy team as he has to do it. Omen pops his ult, manages to hook down Yuna. Yuna does end up falling, and now we have Lumber backing off. Lumber can no longer support his team, and it is going to force Team Destroyers to back off. But unfortunately for Team Eclipse, they have to clear some waves, or else this is going to be over very soon.
Yeah, so blue team there realizing they had a favorable fight, but at the same time their mid lane was being pushed. They almost lost an inner tower if they didn't back out, and so they had to do that, and it's good that they did, but it's just a very smart engage by the red team as well. They also did what they could. The Lumber providing a lot of longevity for his team in that blue side, blue buff jungle. Once Lorien missed the ult, I would have been pretty afraid if I was on the red team in that fight, but they stayed composed and made the most of that situation. Now falling back, also able to get the dragon. This is, once you've lost your towers, it's very tough. So blue team here, what do you think they have to do to win this? If they want to take this back, what's their plan of attack there, Tempest?
They're going to have to go for something risky, in my opinion. They're going to have to clear mid, and then as soon as Slayer starts getting taken, they might have to go for it to steal.
Yeah, they're going to have 10 seconds to do that before Slayer spawns.
Chi going in. Teamy and Zephys both low, but as we talked about earlier in the pick ban phase, as Zephys gets low, he gets stronger with damage reduction.
Yeah, I feel like if Lumber and Lorien, if they've used their ults, then blue team needs to just hard engage. They can win those fights. But Lorien's ult and Lumber's ult, so hard to do anything against.
Come on, Yorn. Are we going to see the ult from Yorn to maybe steal a Slayer? No, okay, he doesn't even risk it.
Yeah, it's tough. You have no vision in this game of the objectives. In League of Legends or Wild Rift, you drop little wards. In this game, you don't have wards, so it's a little harder to steal those objectives in that fashion. But you do get jungle vision, a little ward. You can see there that blue little ball of energy gives the blue team vision in their jungle. That helps when they have lost their towers. That's how you get that. See a Yorn arrow flying out, hitting Chi, saying hello, popping her juice box. It's not what she wants to have happen, but it was a good shot by Yorn. His ultimate is a pretty low cooldown now. We might see the game-ending fight coming in here pretty soon.
Alright, as both teams get ready for this game-ending fight, potentially, we do have Yuna pushing up the bottom. This is going to put some serious pressure on all three high grounds. Lumber now on top lane, high ground, pops the ult, manages to knock up Yorn. Yorn doesn't get followed up on, though. Hold on, we have Tasma going in. Lorien tries to get the levitate, managing to hit absolutely no one there. Lumber is now going to dash in on Teamy. Teamy forced to back off. We got Omen backing off as well. Teamy goes in, pops the stun, but his team isn't there to follow up. We got Lumber pops his ultimate. Once again, no one to follow up, so both teams are kind of just poking each other out. And with Team Destroyer's overall map and macro control, they are able to just take 2 free towers there.
Yeah, Team Destroyers knew what they wanted. They knew they wanted to at least get 1 tower. That's all they needed in that fight. They didn't need anything else, and they would be happy, and they ended up getting 2 towers out of it. So they're very happy about that engagement in that fight. Even though both teams lost members of their team, they are fine, and they're able to now push out. Something to take note of, at the start of that fight, Yenna pushed the bottom lane. She wasn't up with her team. That's a really good thing to do. It exerts pressure, and because of that, Durak had to be on that bottom tower trying to save it. So take notes, everybody at home, if you're wanting to win your solo queue games. This is how you can do it. Make these smart plays.
Oh, Tasma caught out in the middle. He is falling slightly low there.
Yeah, Zephys is going to have to go back and heal before he can fight, and every time he has to do that, that allows the red team, Team Destroyers, more opportunities to just push the lanes and get more map dominance. Now, you can look at the gold difference now.
Look at the Yuna. Oh, wait, hold on. I'll talk about the Yuna in post-game. As we have a team fight here in the bot lane. Lumber pops the ult. He falls super low. Durak is low. Everyone's getting low. Hold on. Tasman goes in, manages to get the Lumber. He's now going in on the Capney. Capney gets pulled in by the Omen. Omen does end up falling. And unfortunately for Tasma, Omen falls a little bit too early there in order to kill the Caffney.
Now that Durak ult was huge. He hit the Caffney. Or sorry, not the Caffney, the Chi. As Chi jumped away in the red team jungle, Durak sniped her so cleanly. Able to kill her. She even did her little dash to try to escape it, but you're not escaping this Durak. Fantastic play. Getting that kill is allowing his team now to push out. They want to get Slayer if they can, but they're going to have to clear these enemies first. Oh, that's a dead Lorien right there. That teammate landed the hook, stunned him. Also, the S1 doing that. We have in the jungle.
Waiting in the bush. Okay,
Yenna waiting.
Not going to take it.
Not able to steal it. This could be turned around here. This is really big by the blue team. That's what they need. They need to get a big engage like they did in the bottom lane, and able to get some kills, and now able to get a little bit of map vision and dominance. Unfortunately, because they lost their inner towers, they have to deal with super minions in the top lane and the middle lane, meaning that they will always be pushing in on their base if they don't clear those lanes. There's a big fight in the bottom.
Yorn is in trouble here. Yorn gets knocked up with the ultimate, does manage to flicker out. He does have the revive for insurance, but now Yenna caught out in the middle. She won't make it out alive as Direct now pops the auto. He's popping his auto attacks, and he's unable to get out of there. Hold on, and now we have Team Eclipse going in. We have Tasma going in on this. Chi is forced to back out, and oh wait, will he get it? Lumber pops the ult and now dashes away, getting his team out of there. Very smart move from Team Destroyers there.
They're chasing. Absolutely. No, Eclipse can win this game for sure, and this is how they do it. That was really big. That was the fight. They forced a fight when Lorien was dead. They said, we want to fight now, and they got their first tower of the game at the 16-minute mark.
Oh, and look at Tasman. He's going in. Non-stop aggression coming in from him right now. This is what his team absolutely needs, as you were talking about.
Yeah, we see Chi trying to flank. She's going around. She's trying to get in position. She's able to come around and kill some people if she's able to get around behind them. Or she might be able to push the top. Now she's got to watch out for that Omen ult. If Omen ults her, yeah, she's dead. She's going to go down most likely here. Wow, she's doing a good job fighting back though. The 2v1. But she did the best she could. Yeah, her Blade of Eternity proccing, yeah, so she was able to come back to life. Not enough. That Omen ult makes it so she can't leave. But Omen ulted her right next to a wall. So that gave her a good opportunity, push her opponents into the wall, get the extra lifesteal, get the stuns. If Omen had ult in the middle of the lane, she would have been toast. It wouldn't have been anywhere near that close. Teamy landing that big S2 on the stun on the Caffney.
Caffney has to back out. They are going to be losing a lot of damage for this upcoming team fight. Direct popping the ult absolutely melts the tower. He launches his laser beam right down mid lane, chunking both Lumber and Lorien there.
Yeah, Caffney has to go back to heal.
This is looking really good for Eclipse right now.
They don't have a minion wave, unfortunately, for them, so they won't be able to push. Meanwhile, Yenna is down at the bottom. Omen is chasing her. Omen does not have his ult. Remember, he just used it. But if
she might be overextended here.
She's trying to run. She's trying to run. While she's running, though, Caffney's going to be pushing out the minions in the mid lane, which is big.
Oh my god, do you see Yorn right now? He was keeping Destroyers away from ganging up on Yenna right there.
That was amazing. Yeah, Caffney's now pushing. They have to recall, yeah, because they've lost two of their towers, the top and the mid lane tower. They could get backdoored. That's what they need to watch out for here. Look at the gold. They brought it back. They were down 9,000 gold. They're now only down 4,000 gold. They haven't gotten any dragons, but they've gotten one Slayer.
We do have a Slayer up on the field right now. Which team is going to go for it?
Yeah, it's going to be Team Eclipse if they can. They want to force another fight, though. If they can force a fight, they could win.
The aggression, and now they are going to start the Slayer right now. Can they get it though? We have Lumber coming in for the vision, and look at Teamy keeping the Lumber off of his team. Team Eclipse does take the Slayer. Now Lumber gets ulted by Omen. Lumber forced to pop his ult. Can he make it out of there? Team Lorien coming in for the support, gets the levitation on the Teamy. Teamy is super low, but he does have the revive. Omen now backing out. All three waves pushed in on Eclipse though. They have to clear these waves or else they are gonna get lose here.
Yeah, they did drop Dragon Top. Dragon Top's going to help them a lot so they don't have to be up in that top lane, meaning they can defend their bottom tower. They need to defend their bottom tower at all costs. If bottom tower goes down, it's going to be much harder for them to win. Yeah, they see Chi pushing down there. They're going to come and collapse on Chi if they can, but she has a dash. She's able to go over wall. She's pretty mobile. She might be able to make it out. Yeah, it looks like she is. Meanwhile, they're killing the Abyssal Dragon. The Enraged Abyssal Dragon gives a nice boost if they're able to take it. Teamy coming in. Teamy's a good initiator, and he's just waiting on his team.
Maybe deterrent? Are they going
to excellent. It gets reset. Perfect. That's what they want to see happen. Now that dragon up top's huge for them. They don't have to worry about that lane. There's a huge fight.
Tasma going in.
Yeah, that Zeph is engaged.
Very good damage on Chi right there.
So remember when we saw Teamy flicker out? He was saving his ult, and it's a good choice. He has it saved for this fight now.
Oh, hold on. We got... Okay, Ryan does end up falling. He is going to get revived, but it doesn't matter as Team Eclipse now collapses on him. They are going to go for the Enraged Abyssal Dragon. Yina recalling at maybe the wrong time here.
Yeah, you see Yorn gets the buff. That's going to be helpful for him. Yena couldn't take on that fight, so she had to figure out what to do.
Oh, Tasma, non-stop aggression. As I've been saying for the rest of this game, Chi falling low. Can she make it out alive? No, Yorn coming in for the range support, and she does end up falling. Dirac manages to get the final hit in there.
That is
Tasma
big, yeah.
Looking for his next target right now. Okay, Teamy poking them out. They don't have a wave yet. Yina gonna proxy the wave here, so that they can't push in.
Yep.
Will
She's
she end up
doing a good
dying
job.
for it though?
Most likely.
Teamy flickers in, yep, and Yorn doing tons of damage, and once again, Dirac getting the final hit there to clean it up.
Now it's difficult for the red team to backdoor based on their composition. If they send anyone solo, Omen can just ult and kill them. This is a big tower dive right here.
Yep, big tower dive.
Good ult from Lumber.
And Dirac pops the ult, doing tons of damage. Lil Ryan is gonna go in. He does pop it all, and unfortunately for Tasman, he does end up falling. But wait, hold on, the Blade of Eternity does end up proccing. Can he do much of damage? No, Dirac doing so much work for his team. And wait, did you see that the Teamy ultimate?
Unreal, yeah, that Dirac ult was huge. Dirac's ultimates have been really crucial this match.
Oh wait, hold on. This is a tower push of the century right now. Can she clear the wave in time to stall Team Eclipse just enough? She is going in, can't manage to clean them up, and they do have a single minion in mid. They have another wave coming in, bringing it back from the brink of death. We now have Yorn pushing in on the core, and Team Eclipse takes over Team Destroyers.
What a turnaround. Oh my goodness, that was phenomenal. What a game. I'm not even changing screens at all to guess who the MVPs are for this match, because to me it was clear for me who I would give my MVP to, but honestly both teams played phenomenally. Absolutely phenomenally. What a turnaround. What a turnaround, complete turnaround. We talked about what blue team had to do to win, and they did. They far exceeded our expectations. They didn't really play around the Lorien or the Lumber ult as much as I thought they might need to. No, they just had Dirac snipe everybody. They just took really good fights. The fight that changed it all, in my opinion, was that fight in the bottom for their bottom tower when Lorien for the red team was not present. He was dead. It was a 4v5. Blue team said, we're going to go all in on this fight. We're going to do it. And red team felt pretty confident. I think they felt they were far ahead. They had enough gold. They said, we're going to take this fight. And they shouldn't have taken that fight, because that fight just started the snowball, the slippery slope. So who would you give MVPs to there, Tempest Stress? Who are some standout players for you that game?
Standout players, Tasma, their jungler, definitely managing to stay on top of gold in his team during the deficit, during that whole time when Yino was pressuring his jungle so much, when the enemy Yino was pushing up the lanes all that much. He managed to stay up in gold, which is extremely impressive, especially if you're in the deficit right there. And then we have the Dirac from Team Eclipse just completely demolishing Team Destroyers in those late game team fights there with his ultimate.
Absolutely.
Just the usage of those auto attacks were sublime.
Yeah, that's who I would give it to for sure. For myself, for Team Eclipse, the Dirac ultimate, he got an early kill on that Chi, which helped them not really win it. Like, they came out even on a fight in the kind of mid game. But he got the kill on the Chi, and that's huge because Chi hadn't been killed, and she was like, what, 604 or something. Like, she was doing really well, and so by Dirac killing her allowed them to get some shutdown gold, get everything going back in their favor. So, and you saw that big fight on the right hand side tower, that bottom lane red tower up near the base, when he ulted and he got rid of 2 of their Blade of Eternities. That was fantastic. Teamy as well, lots of stuns, lots of engages. And then on the red team, for me, real standout player was the Lumber. The Lumber was very aggressive all game, making it very hard for the Durack early, and then even later on in the game, landing those crucial ults, knocking people up, slowing people down. Woo! Chat
Just
is
overall,
popping off.
Like, overall great positioning also from the Lumber, keeping Team Eclipse away from a lot of objectives for the most part.
Yeah,
it was just overall amazing stuff. Also, as before I got interrupted, from the great myriad of team fights, I just wanted to point out that Team Destroyers, Yina, doing like exactly what a Slayer laner needs to do, is just constantly pushing up every single wave, no matter what.
Yep. Yeah, especially that big fight where they took the 2 towers. They took 2 of blue team's towers. Yena started that fight off in the bottom lane, pushing that, forcing that Durack to have to go down, having to clear that. So yeah, the pressure that you can exert as a Slayer laner isn't as much of just your character. You have to think about the lane. As a Slayer lane, you were kind of in control of lane management, especially for the Slayer lane. But lane management is huge. It's how you take objectives, how you take towers. You can't do that if you haven't got some minions there. It's going to be pretty hard. Someone's going to have to take that damage. That was a really good game. I need to drink some water after that.
Hold on, I need to use the washroom. Give me a second.
Oh, I did during that game. I didn't have to leave my chair. It was just so phenomenal. All right, so while we are preparing for the next game, I'm going to update my Nugget late game. Who was Nugget? I don't know what some of these names mean. Some of them are in Chinese, which is not a language I speak. It's a cool looking language though. The characters, like the letters, are way fancier than English letters. I feel like it must take a long time to learn those letters. How to write in Chinese. All right, we're getting the lobby set up for you guys right now. We can't show you the lobby because that'd be silly. Because then people could snipe it. We don't want that.
All right, I'm here.
Oh, welcome back. Woohoo! I used to play the Pokemon trading card game at tournaments, and if I ever had to go use the washroom, I'd come back and my hand, like I'd wash my hands, and so my hands would be a little bit wet, and I'd sit down and I would say I didn't wash my hands. And they'd be like, "Oh, but they're wet." And I'm like, "I know." And it's pretty gross, but funny. I don't know. I'm a goofy guy. If you haven't picked that up already.
No, don't worry, it's fine. Oh man.
Wow, Eclipse brought that back.
Oh, I'm taking sips of water over here.
Yeah, so red team, or well, I mean the team names swap, but Destroyers, they're gonna have to be very leery of the leads that they get and not pushing it too hard. They must be afraid this next game. I'd be like, wow, we had those guys. They came back. We had 2 of their inner towers. We came back and lost. So,
yes,
just speaks to the
overall
caliber.
Composure. Yeah, just the composure that Team Eclipse has to make it back from that is crazy.
Yeah, nobody quit the game. Nobody rage quit. None of that stuff. All right, we're setting up the global ban picks, which means teams cannot choose the same character they chose the last game. But we know who that was, right? I think we know offhand. The blue team, they had Durack, Zephys, Teamy, Ulman, and Yorn. So they can't choose any of those characters. And then the red team, they had Caphne, Chi, Lumber, Lorien, and Yena.
Oh, Yena. Yeah,
So they can't choose any of those same characters. So that means who's open this next game? Red.
The rest of the roster.
Yeah, Team Destroyers could choose They could choose Teamy if it's not banned. Yeah, you know what? I was watching the Teamy and it was hard to, during the big fights, it's hard to talk about everything. But the micro decisions, like Teamy flickered when he was very low health. He was very low health in a mid bush, and he flickered out of the fight and retreated. I'm certain he had his ultimate up there because he hadn't used it in a while. But it would have been a waste for him to just use his ult in the mid river. Like, he would have died. He probably would have died because the opponents were there. Like, he knew he had to flicker out to get away. I think too many teamies would just hit the ultimate and be like, oh no, I'm gonna die, bam, I'm gonna press the ult and I'm gonna live. No, that's not what you gotta do. And you can learn so much by watching these players play, and that's a good game to watch back and see. Guys, you can hear it already. We got the game starting.
Have a Richter and a Zip ban right away. Richter ban coming in from Team Destroyers as Team Eclipse bans Zip once again.
Yeah, Richter wasn't banned or chosen last game, which is crazy to me. So you know somebody's going to want him this game because he's open, he's available, nobody chose him. So they're saying no to that. They're shutting that down right away. I imagine we'll probably see Hayate banned from one of these teams. Honestly, Hayate in this caliber of play is so crazy, so strong with what he can do. You just get a team fight and he's wild. We see a Lorian ban. Now, the question is, will they ban Ignis? Will they ban Hayate? They don't want their opponents getting either of those characters, but who's scarier for them? Teamy's also open. Are they worried about Destroyers having Teamy? It's hard to say. Probably not as much as, say, Hayate. If it were me, I'd probably ban Hayate. Oh, we see Ignis.
Oh, Hayate ban.
Ignis goes. Okay. That, like, we knew it was probably Hayate or Ignis, because Ignis is pretty insane right now. The CC that he can do, he can just kite and run away. It's just wild. So we'll probably see a Hayate pick, honestly. Like, he's open. You don't want your opponents to get him. The only way you can stop your opponents from getting him is choosing him. But we do know at this level of play, the Conquerors, they know how to play around really strong characters. They know how to play around. But Hayate is just so commanding. He's really hard to play around at this level. So of course
we are going to see the Hayate take there.
Yeah, not surprising there. So now we have to see red team. They're going to have to counteract this Hayate. So how do you counteract Hayate? Well, Omen is pretty good against Hayate. Of course they can't choose Omen because it's global ban pick. They chose him last game. Things that can lock down Hayate, say an Alistair or an Aram. Though Aram at the highest level you don't see is commonly chosen. She's very kiteable, and Hayate can jump around, and you'd have to take flicker on your Aram.
Caffney and a Lubu.
Yeah, Caffney.
Well, we do have the Lubu pick here. We have the Caffney hover, and they are going to lock in Caffney there. Ooh, Teamy. If they pick Teamy here, that's going to be very dangerous for Team Eclipse here.
Yeah, Teamy and Hayate are very scary, yeah. There's nothing that red team could do to prevent the Teamy pick, though, other than banning him, but they had to ban Zip. You ban Zip over Teamy for sure every time.
Yeah, I would agree.
But they can't choose Teamy either. So that means blue team just can get him for free. Now, Teamy and Zada is a tough thing because Zada goes pretty deep, so hard for Teamy to get in there to save him. Teamy's probably going to be more so with the Hayate. Teamy and Hayate is very imposing. Very scary, but you see the Caffney pick. Now, something we didn't talk about as much with Caffney last game, we mentioned it, we touched on it, is she can be in her lane alone nicely. It's fun, but she can also push those objectives really well with her ultimate. We saw Caffney using her ult so much last game, and before the nerf, she would rarely, like, you don't use ult very often. You just laser people. But she actually, now with the nerf, you're seeing her play style is a bit different, and she's doing good work. Oh, Fiery Darcy might be the pick. Yeah, Darcy into Teamy is tricky. Because I feel like it's kind of favorable for it's a mind game. But overall, I think it's better for Teamy. Alistair
I think if they pick Alistair, would probably be the better pick.
That would be the better choice. And that's what I was kind of saying. Like Alistair, Aram are pretty good against Hayate. So we do see the Alistair pick, probably the better between the two at this level of play, especially against a Hayate that can kite. So the thing about Alistair though is you have to watch out for the teamie. Like the teamie pick's really good into Alistair, and Zada as well is pretty good against Alistair because Zada can't be targeted. So Alistair's going to have to ult Zada before he finishes his dashes, or else Zada goes into ultimate angel form. Shoots feather arrows.
All the feathers
from the sky. I don't know how he can fly because he shoots away all of his feathers. Picking Omega, LOL, S tier support, chat is saying. Yeah, I guess Omega hasn't been chosen yet.
Those towers.
Yeah, it can help you get towers. That's pretty funny. Yeah, chat's wanting to see Raz being chosen, but it looks like we will not be seeing Raz unless he's in the jungle, which I would be very shocked to see.
Raz is very much a glass cannon. I don't think we'll be seeing a glass cannon like Raz being picked in these games, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, we could see Wonder Woman. Yeah, Wonder Woman's a great choice here. Wonder Woman kind of has the sustain to help against the teamie stuns and, you know, whatever Zada's doing. The difficulty, though, Wonder Woman has against Hayate and, like, any character with shields is that Hayate deals true damage. His shurikens hit through shields. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. They're very sharp shurikens. So that's concerning for Wonder Woman. Now, something that else that's good against teamie I found is poking. Like if you can outpoke him. Though in this game in general, like where the meta is, poking's kind of hard to do. It's pretty easy to dive. Like dive compositions and bursting damage is
sure. I've
highly
definitely
rewarded.
been feeling it in my ranked games as dive is working out a lot better now.
Yeah, you don't see Crixie as much, who's very good at support. Even Caphany, her poking potential was nerfed a lot. We do see Lubu. Lubu's really strong. He has a lot of lifesteal. He can live a long time. Oh, we could, Lumber support. So we saw Team Destroyers with the Lumber last game. Looks like Red Team is eyeing up the Lumber, and Lumber is good against Zada. Now, as a support player, I don't like facing Zadas. They're pretty difficult because they become immune once they land their ultimates. So it's tricky. How do you counter a guy who's immune? Well, Lumber gives extra armor and magic defense to himself and nearby teammates. Well, that's one way you counter them, is by reducing the amount of damage those immune people are dealing. That's one way you can do it. Lumber also has his ultimate, so wherever Zada lands, Zada will get slowed. Lumber can also knock up Zada as Zada's doing his dashes, so it's pretty good. Annette is another choice, though. The Annette is more for the Hayate. If Tatsuma were to choose the Annette, that's more to counter the Hayate, because what Hayate does, if you guys don't know, his ultimate, he teleports, like he jumps in and he just throws shurikens everywhere. It's like a confetti at a Christmas party just being strewn about. But think of the confetti, if it's sharp and killing you, then that's what he does. So Annette, her ultimate creates a circle. None of the opponents can enter it. So it's a funny interaction. Hayate ults in, Annette ults, and suddenly Hayate is like thrown out in the middle of nowhere. So Annette's pretty good against Hayate. But is Annette a great choice against the rest of the team? Well, no, not really. Annette's not very good against Zada. Annette against Zephys, I don't know, hard to say. Lumber's going to have a lot more presence on the map. He can play a lot more aggressively, which Annette cannot do. So I do understand the Lumber choice. It's a good choice. Looking at the draft, who do you think came out on top here, Tempest?
I think Team Destroyers came out on top here. They do have the stronger comp in terms of like with Hayate, teamie, and Zada. Sorry, my nose is running. Give me a second here.
Yeah, you gotta go catch it. Hayate, Hayate is very strong, and it's hard to argue against a composition that has a Hayate, especially a well-built composition like they have made the Teamy and the Hayate is so scary, and we're gonna have to keep an eye on those guys. Meanwhile, we got Ryoma in the jungle, very strong. He was banned last game. Don't forget, Team Eclipse banned him last game. Didn't ban him this game, so we're gonna get to see him in action. We're starting 4 mid. It's a big 4 mid, a little bit different than how they started off last game. They just want to clear the mid lane as fast as they can so that they can roam and attack jungle or whatever it is they have in their agenda. Lumber with that dive, the knock up, pretty strong, pretty good. See, they cleared that wave first. That's called lane priority, when you clear your lane first, so then they're able to roam. There, it looks like they're all going to go visit the bottom lane. Now you'll notice the blue team does not have anybody in that bottom lane, so red team's able to just roam and get that farm. Nothing was lost for them. Yeah, Teamy's just in the back kind of watching. Blue team's really getting poked out here. The Alistair's doing a ton of damage. Caffney as well, just poking away. But yeah, the Alistair doing so much there with his spells. What did he build? He built boots first. Yeah, they're buying boots.
Ooh, here in mid lane though, we do have a little bit of a fight going down.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Zephys again. The two junglers facing each other off. They're saying hello, and I'll be seeing you later. Teamy gets a big S1, big toot right on the Alistair's face, so he got stunned a bit and has to back up a bit. Yeah, smoking him out. Is that what you said? Yeah.
Smoking him out. No, I just said poking him out.
So we got Caffney down there, kind of being alone. She's got to watch out.
Oh, big gank happening. Okay,
yeah,
no,
her game sense. Look at that game sense. She knew.
She knew.
Yeah.
She also had vision from the lumber, so that also helped out a ton.
Yeah. It's
okay,
a good,
hold on.
good
now
team
we
play.
have the potential for the teams to go in. They are going to back out.
Yeah,
Everyone
be a
not
dragon.
really having any ults right now. We do have the dragon on the field at the moment. Zephys actually pushing back the enemy team right now. We do have them. Will they get it? Okay, Zephys with the clean punish manages to get it. Alistair
Zephys
goes
is pretty
in on
deep.
Alistair forced the flicker out. He's deep. He overextended, and Alistair saying, "Hello, I'm here. Sorry, you tried to dive in on me. I'm gonna kill you instead." And now Teamy ends up falling out. Team Destroy's trying to come in for the support. Here's Zodin now caught out in the middle. He is unable to get out. He does end up falling, and now the chase continues.
Yeah, Hayate has to run. That was huge. Zephys jumped on the Alistair, like you said. And Lumber, being the good boy that he is, knocked up Zephys, and the team had enough time at that point to just engage. Lumber in both games really showing the power of this character. Look how mobile he is. Just jumps over the wall, comes. He's now leashing his jungler. Like he can do it all. He's a lot more mobile than Teamy. Of course, Teamy has a little more game impacting spells, but those come into play more in the late game. Lumber is at all stages of the game. Even without his ultimate, he's still knocking people up, giving people damage reduction, or by reducing the opponent's attack. He no longer gives teammates shields though, which is unfortunate. We got to fight in the top a little bit, trying to take the red buff, not able to get it. They're backing off safely and wisely. Ligma coming in, smacking up the Zephys. Zephys again, he's playing very aggressively, trying to do what he can.
Come back
wasn't enough.
Bite him like it did before.
Yeah, Lumber likes to bite. So we have Zephys now clearing his red buff. He needs to get that so then he can come join this fight.
Going in on Teamy.
Yeah.
We do have Hayate poking them out. Okay, wait, hold on. We now have a fight as... Oh, Zada misses the ultimate. He is unable to get it. Now we have Lumber popping the ult, and now Zada is super low. Teamy, can he make it out of there? He has forced to pop the flicker, and Caffney coming in for the support. Manages to clean up, and Caffney knows where Zephys is. Can Zephys make it out alive? The damage reduction, will it be enough? Oh, he barely makes it out alive. Now Ryoma coming in on Tasma, but Tasma realizing how good he is in the situation right now. Gets a revenge kill on Ryoma right there.
Yeah, Caffney is 4-0-2, and in this game, in League of Legends, you have to go back to your base to spend money. Not in this game. If you're 4-0-2, you just spend that money while you're fighting, which you just saw there. She got some crit gloves, and bam, killed the Ryoma there. Now, I was mentioning how Zephys had to be in his jungle clearing. Oh, we got a fight down on the bottom. Lumber's almost able to make it. He's able to make it out. He's kind of baiting the opponents here, throwing out the emotes. But I was commenting on Zephys having to be in the jungle clearing the red. You'll notice Wonder Woman was already in the middle at that fight because she has a Lumber leashing her. So blue team hasn't had as much leashing as the red team has, and you see that is actually how they were able to win that fight. Was their jungler was present while Zephys was not. Zephys had to clear.
Alright, potential red buff take here. Oh, they do end up taking it. Zephys is gonna get out. Hold on, wait, Lumber popping the ult. They do have anti-CC for apparently, and now Lumber going. No, not Lumber. Sorry, Lubu going in on Teamy and Zephys. Zephys is not gonna make it. Will he make it? No, he's getting some lifesteal. Pops the Arctic Orb. He is gonna make it out alive. Never mind, as red team just completely tower dives him. Ryoma now forced to get out. He is unable to escape, and now that might be a clean tower take in the top lane.
Cavani is just so fed.
Team Eclipse right now.
Cavani is so fed at this point. That whole fight there initiated by the Lumber, getting the knock up with his S2, and then then he used his ultimate, and of course Teamy used the cleanse support item, so they didn't get knocked up or slowed, but it still wasn't enough. The Cafney with her damage as well, coming in, ulting, and just able to clean up that tower, clean up all the kills as well. We're going to see this mid lane tower. Big fight for it. Likely to go down. We'll see. Oh, Ryoma jumping in, getting a lot of lifesteal off in this fight. Lumber popping the ultimate. He ends up going in with his S2. Is it enough? Cafney's poking away. Oh, the Alistar ult is huge. Able to land that kill. Teamy ulted in time, so his teammate comes back, but not enough. Is Teamy going to revive, though? Not enough time for Teamy to revive from when his ult was procced, meaning red team doesn't lose anybody in that fight. They gain the mid tower, and they gain the kill. Unbelievable. Blue team
have a pause.
Pausing the match again. I wonder if they are having some lag here. Last game, it was the red team with the lag, and they had to drop a pause. This time, Team Destroyers has to pause the game due to some lag.
All right, as we are paused, though, if you guys are enjoying the stream, feel free to hit the follow, and if you're feeling so inclined, feel free to hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for mentioning that. You know, we don't mention that enough, but if you guys like what you're seeing, by supporting the stream, you're helping to say that you want to see more of this. You're helping to say not only to us, the content creators, but also to Arena of Valor, also the people playing these tournaments. We put in our own money as well as had some donators to get the $300 prize pool, but any money that you guys contribute, we put towards the tournament. So yeah, even just drop a follow. It's free. We appreciate that. But yeah, if you want to subscribe, whatever, too, feel free to do that as well. We really appreciate it. We'll give you a shout out here. So 1 minute, we could resume the game. I'm not going to press that. We're going to leave that for the blue team to do. They're figuring out what they need to do. They're having a team huddle, I imagine. Yeah, Anihi is in there. He's in their Discord chat right now. So guys, we have a very good behind the scenes team working on all of this stuff. So you don't have to worry. There's no foul play going on right now. We have Anihi. He's in the team huddle that the Destroyers are having right now. He's in their Discord. I saw him hop in for what's going on.
Anihi, what's going on?
Oh, and Anihi's come to bless us with his present. What is the good news, my friend?
So DES jungle has some technical issues right now. Just trying to get him back online.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds good.
Sounds good. At least it's not something more serious like a physical injury or something. Twisted thumb, you know, pull a finger. that can happen. You see in hockey, goalies get pulled. Nothing like that. By the sounds of it, sounds to be a technical issue, so that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, we got guys, somebody new here that you have not met before. His name is Chewy D23. He's working behind the scenes. He's with a new Anihi. Chewy, why don't you say hello to the people? We got 53 viewers right now.
How is everyone doing today? How's everyone's day been so far? Yes, I'm just gonna hop in just remind everyone that there's another technical difficulties. We're sorting it out on our end, but just to give you guys the heads up again. So. Hi, by the way, I'm also the new kind of team coordinator. That's the role I'm going to be transitioning into on this side. So you're probably going to hear a lot more from me. So, yeah.
That's exciting. So you coordinate teams?
Yeah, so basically, you know, let the teams know that, you know, we're going to start at this day. You know, do you have any questions? Are all your teammates set up? Is there anything we can do on our end to help out? I kind of view it as one half Navi, the other half a librarian help desk.
Okay, yeah. Nice. Well, that's good because I feel like Anihi was doing it all and it was a lot for him. So it's really good that we have some people helping out. So we appreciate that. Thank you so much, Chewy.
Nah, it's quite literally the least I can do. It's just type a little bit, being like, "Are you all good?" Yes. All right.
All right, guys, we are now getting back into the match. We have the mid lane tower being taken for Team Eclipse here. Ryoma going to go in, tries to save it, unable to do much of anything as he gets collapsed on, and now we have a high ground tower being taken here.
It's big. Zeta goes in, but Alistair just shuts him down. He's still able to get the ult off after. But by that point, his team will be in a better position to take him on. If you guys don't know, Zeta doesn't choose who he hits with his feathers. So when the teammates come around him, rally around him, his enemies, then he's not hitting his opponent that he wanted to as hard. So that's a good way to counter Zeta is, with Alistair. Alistair is just a really solid choice here. Shutting down the Hayate, shutting down the Alistair, or sorry, the Zeta as well. So there we go. Zephyr's reconnected. That's who we needed. He's back in the game. Dark Slayer did not disconnect, but might be dying. Yeah, we see Ligma in that same bush. That's the same bush we saw the Eclipse player. Sorry, the Destroyer player last game. They know. They know. See, they're smart. These are Conquerors. They're both excellent teams. Lubu as well, taking a peek in the mid lane. He wants to do what he can. He's going to clear the wave, and he'll be happy with that. Well, big collapse, big team fight here.
Big team fight happening in there. Oh my goodness, Team Destroyers not able to stand much of a chance as all of them instantly lose almost all of their health. Zephyrus is going to end up falling to the Caffeine ult, and now Wonder Woman goes in on Ryoma. Ryoma does end up falling. He does pop the clock rune, managing to get back up. But now we do have a wave pushing in here on the top lane, and could this be it for Team Destroyers?
That was so methodical. Like, it was crazy how, like, Teamy had nobody to save because they kept picking off the opponents one by one.
Oh, and then once again, one by one, they are going to end up falling. Zada pops the ult. He is now going to be in a bad position as he does end up falling. Ryoma tries to save it, but Team Eclipse, with a very clean game, takes it over Team Destroyers.
Yes, a good game there. Let's hear from the chat. Who do you think was the MVP? You cannot say the pause button. Who do you feel for the blue team was your MVP and the red team your MVP? Of course, that game being won by Team Eclipse, the red team taking the series 2-0. Excellent. Good job for them. Their team, Alistair, Wonder Woman, Caffney, Lubu, and Lumber. And then the blue team, we had Ryoma, Zephyrus, Teamy, Hayate, and Zada. So who... We can't see the screen yet, Tempest tries, but who would you give your award to?
Oh, sorry. I would just say, like, overall, Team Eclipse just did phenomenally there. So overall, I'd say it was just like overall map control and dominance. Ligma doing great for his team there.
The Lubu,
Pastry,
right?
the Wonder Woman.
Lumber.
Sorry.
The Lumber. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But Pastry, the overall MVP, does end up getting it with the 3-0-17. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, for me, the draft was really good. I'd say, honestly, the Alistair was the glue that the team needed. You see him, he was stopping Zatas there. He was making it so fights were just 4v5s. So it was really he, like, in the draft, in the actual game, he played really well, but he had protection from the team. Remember that first blood for the red team? That was when the Zephyrus tried to get to Alistair, but Lumber came in and saved him. So for me, I would give it to the Ligma, like you said as well. We saw Lumber throughout the entire game, setting up amazing fights that just continued to help his team get more gold, get more ahead. We saw that fight up top where Teamy used the purifying support item, but it wasn't enough. Lumber knocked them up and then ulted, and yes, it cleared Lumber's ultimate's knock up and effect, but it wasn't enough to save the team. Lumber really helped Caffney get that lead that she needed. Lumber was also leashing the jungle, so helping the jungle clear. Remember that fight in the mid lane when I noticed Zephys was still, he had to clear his red buff, but Wonder Woman was already in the middle. She was already in the middle because
Already
Lumber was
there.
helping her clear. Guys, Lumber, this Ligma played so well. And not just Ligma, but what support character can do that as well? Lumber is just so mobile, can be everywhere. It's a really solid pick. Server's best Lumber for good reason. And we haven't talked about the blue team much, but they did good. They didn't. I was gonna say they didn't tilt. I hope they didn't. I don't know. It's hard to say. We weren't in their voice chat, so hopefully they're still friends after this, and we'll see them next week. I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. This is the life. When you're a top level player, you win some games, you lose some games. They were against some very difficult opponents. And that first game, very close, they almost won. So I'm sure we'll see more of them in this tournament, and I'm excited to see the rest of their games. We see their Ryoma did a lot of damage, and their Zada as well. Zada even getting stopped by the Alistair ult, and he was still able to get off his ult. So good job. Good job, everybody. Everybody good. So guys, don't go anywhere. We got our next match coming up right away. I don't know what the exact ETA of the next match is. I'm just looking at the... Looks like they already have some of the players joining.
Oh, it's supposed to happen at 5, right? Or like in like half an hour?
30 minutes, yeah. But
Yeah.
sometimes it starts earlier when we finish earlier. So we might
Alright,
see
yeah.
that. I'm not sure. Yeah, see, they have the teams joining. They have the teams joining. So
I
don't...
see. Yep.
Guys, don't go anywhere.